Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now continuing my review of my DC Multiverse haul, this will be my review of the DC Multiverse Justice Lord Batman. Now before I go with that, I just want to clear some things up. I am I am from the Philippines. So for those people who are asking me where will I get it, like from the US or any other country, to be honest, guys, I don't know because, as I said, I'm from the Philippines, and I think Mcfarlane really have different shipping schedule per country, or maybe even per continent or something like that. But here in Asia, my pre-orders for this already came out, and that's why I received them. And then for those people who are asking me where I buy them and doesn't have any idea where it is when I say it, there's a possibility that it is just not available on your country. Because for me, I usually just buy everything via this Shopee app. I think it is your version of like AliExpress on your country or something like that. But this is basically where I buy it. So I open it and then just give me a second. Where's my purchase history? And this is the name of the store where I buy it, and that store is in Japan. So basically, I'm from the Philippines who buy my McFarlane toys in Japan because this is actually the store who usually opens pre-orders very early. And as you can see, when I pre-ordered them, the only picture that I see are this one. This is actually the Silver Age for the Silver Age Superman, and for the Silver Age Doctor Fate. So this is what I mean when I say that I pre-order them blindly. And if they are good, just like this Justice Lord, then I guess I got lucky because in my area, if I don't buy them online or pre-order them online, then I won't be able to get them because these figures, especially the good ones like the Batman, let's face it, Batman sells. They rarely reach retail in my area, like the local Toys R Us and Toy Kingdom, which are two of the biggest toy retail stores here in the Philippines. We have a huge problem of scalpers. So figures like this of popular characters, they don't reach the shelf. They usually have contacts within every store, which technically reserves them for them. So if you are like me, who is just a normal buyer, the only figures that you will see on their shelf are the peg warmers. I mean, up to now, when I look at my local Toys R Us, the only figures that I see are still like the peg warmers, like the I think Aquaman figures and the one from the Frozen Throne, the Batman that looks like He-Man or something like that. But no Batman, by the way. Batman, you can say what you want, but Batman sells. And in my area, it doesn't just sell, it is the target of scalpers. Now, for those people who even ask me for a link, the reason why I don't like attaching link on comment or the description is, first of all, um, my previous channel that I was able to monetize before was closed down or canceled by YouTube because I love attaching external links from them. So I just don't do that anymore. And then another reason is that in this case, if you will click, for example, the Silver Age Doctor Fate, if I go to the live view, it's already sold out. So I'm just gonna give you to a link to their store of a figure that is already sold out. Because in Bro Default, they're especially in the McFarlane one, they sell out at pre-orders and they rarely keep stocks for sale after their pre-order. Usually, they take pre-order, and then when they get the total volume of items that were pre-ordered, that's the only item that will be available. They don't sell in stock. They don't keep item in stock for sale. It's very rare that you will see them selling. For example, if this Justice Lord, and you will be surprised if you actually see them for sale now, and it's very rare. Usually they only have like three or two stocks, so it's a race on who will get them first. But again, that's very rare. Anyway, guys, now that I've talked about that, let us continue with my review of the DC Multiverse Justice Lord Batman. So here is the front of the box, and then side of the box says Justice Lord Batman. Bottom, Justice Lord Batman. Top, then the back. I'm not sure if this is an actual picture from the comics or if it is something that Mcfarlane just did themselves, because I know that there were already an instance that Mcfarlane did that in order for the picture at the back to look like the figure. I think that's their Sportsmaster, the Platinum Edition Sportsmaster. I thought it was from the comics, but it turns out it is just an art that they did that looks like the figure. So I'm kind of doubtful on this one actually, because the art looks so clean. It doesn't look like something that is taken from a comic book. So I'm kind of doubtful that this might have been an original art from them. Anyway, guys, let us unbox this figure and see if McFarlane did justice to this character in action figure form. So let us unbox this figure. Cloth cape, so that's a good sign. Then that one. So this is everything out of the box. It comes with the standard McFarlane art card. Justice Lord Batman, Justice Lords, with a small data profile. I mean, that's a short data profile at the back. So if you guys want to read it, you can post it now. It comes with a standard McFarlane base with a DC logo. And then for an accessory, comes with one battering. Which, to be honest, actually, of all the batarangs here, this actually looks pretty good. And then we have the main figure. So let's have a closer look at Justice Lord Batman. After having a closer look at the figure, I think this is a retool of the body mold they used for the Yellow Lantern Batman, which is why if you will look at it, it has the same sculpted texture on it, which I actually don't have a problem with. So basically, the costume is composed of black, black, and then the top portion, which include the cowl, is, I think that's some kind of a navy blue, which actually creates color separation with the figure and makes it look more interesting. And then the navy blue paint is also added here to add some color separation, making the figure, less boring instead of being 100% black. And this is also done on the boots. The silver belt is well painted. I don't see any paint problem on it. And this is actually this I think is the best bat logo that I've seen. It is actually one of the reason why I like the Justice Lord Batman costume. I just really think that the way this logo is designed is pretty cool. Now the cape, I think, is also in a way navy blue, but they don't, as usual. I don't know why Mcfarlane keeps using this glossy cloth. This would have made, this would have looked better. I think the transition between the rubber and the cloth good would have been better if the cloth is more like a matte color instead of this glossy one. The other side of the cloth, though, is not navy blue but more like a black one. I think the only issue that I see with this one leg. I mean, just look at this leg. I think for this leg, this is okay, but this other leg, do you see what I see? It's like it's not. This is not centralized. I'm not sure if this is a production error or something. Because when I saw it, I kind of want to rotate it because I don't know. Just look at it. It's not centralized. This is somehow okay, but this other one just looks weird. It looks like should I move the leg like that so that it will look more normal? But yeah, I find it kind of an eyesore when I first saw it. It's like this is glued incorrectly and not centered. And then since he doesn't have any alternate hands, these are the only alternate hands that is with him, which I guess still we're lucky. At least they are not trigger hands. As for the head sculpt, I think I've seen this head sculpt before. I just can't point out what Batman it is. I don't have any problem with it because I think it is. I think for Justice Lord, this head sculpt fits pretty well, especially the expression. Now for a complete 360-degree look of the figure. Now for a close-up look. Here's a close-up of the head sculpt. Now here's a close-up of the front of the figure. I really love that Batman logo on him. Now a close-up look of the side. Close-up look of the other side. And a close up of the back. Again, my only issue with this material that they are using now for the wired cape is that it doesn't really fall down naturally. Now, here's a close up of the back of the figure without the cape. Now, for a quick look of the articulation, so we can look down that far, which I think is a pretty good range. Can you look up? Just that much. Can only look up that much. Then tilt side to side. Then that one. So that's it for the head articulation. For the hands and shoulder, this can rotate, and then that I think this actually gives it a little range for a butterfly articulation, but not that much. Um, Bicep cut. Okay, it is actually kind of hard to rotate on my copy. I might need to hit that up because it doesn't want to rotate. This one, okay, this one do. So he has bicep rotation, double jointed elbow, well, double peg hands. So it can do that much. For the abdominal cut, then he has waist rotation. You can bend backward that much. And since this is Mcfarlane, I don't think he can bend forward or lean forward. Well, he can lean forward a little, but not that much of a range. Then side to side. For the legs, okay, thigh swivel doesn't want to work. How about the other side? Nah, very pretty much non-existent. Doesn't want to do a thigh swivel on my copy. Then you can kick forward. Okay, I think the joint on the legs of my copy is a little tight, so I can only push it that hard. But I remember doing more than this on my Yellow Lantern Batman, but somehow my copy is a little too tight and it can only do that, so not a full split. Double jointed knee. Then for this one, there's rotation like that, and then backward, forward, toe articulations, toe articulation. Then you can do the bend down. I don't know. I might need to hit the my joint here in the legs too because they feel a little too tight for me. Anyway, guys, that is it for the articulation. Now for some size comparison, here he is with my new favorite Batman, Batman the Cowardly Lot version. Now, I do like the mold that they use for the Justice Lord because it is bulk. It is a very bulky mold for a Batman, but is kind of on the short side compared to the Hush body mold. Sorry, guys, I don't really have my Justice Lord Superman available right now. So most of the size comparison that I'll be doing are mostly on the latest figures that I have. So here he is with, again, my new favorite classic Superman, the Mcfarlane Toys Digital Silver Age Superman. And again, the Justice Lord is more on the short side. Here he is with our man, and I guess in the case of this one, he does scales pretty well with this our man body mold. Here he is with the new Silver Age Dr. Fate, and I think this is where we're gonna have a problem because McFarlane reused this Blue Beetle body mold on a lot of character, and it seems like the Blue Beetle body mold, despite being on the slimmer side, is kind of a little taller than this Justice Lord Batman. Even with Supergirl, which is on the short side for a character, just it's just basically on the same height as this Justice Lord Batman. Here he is with Starman, and here he is with Nightfall Batman, which I think is the one that is more in skill with him, but despite of the fact that the Nightfall Batman is a slimmer body mold, the Nightfall Batman is still a little bit taller than this Justice Lord Batman. And here he is with what I think is gonna be another hit figure from McFarlane, the Batman 1 million. And finally, here he is with our Amazon Princess Wonder Woman, which towers over him. Overall, I think this is a pretty good retool of this mold. The character does look pretty menacing, which I think is befitting of a Justice Lord. And this is definitely a must if you are collecting the Justice Lord theme. Although in my case, I I don't know if I had any of them. I think the only Justice Lord figure that I have is the Superman, Justice Lord Superman on that two pack with the Batman Beyond. Yeah, I remember that I was not satisfied with that figure because it used the Eradicator mold with the same pre-post cape. I guess that was created before McFarlane started releasing this wired cape. Anyway, maybe that's one thing that they can re-release with a with a wired cape. That will actually match up pretty well with this figure. Anyway, I don't know where I put that figure because I basically just reviewed that and did not keep it on my shelf because of that pre-post cape. Anyway, going back to this, I think if you are a huge Batman fan and you're a fan of the Justice Lord, I think this is a pretty cool retool and would really look good even if you're not completing the Justice Lord, but just a huge Batman fan like me. this is definitely a must version in your collection. Anyway, guys, if you've reached this part of my video, thanks a lot. If you like my video, please don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, guys, enjoy life and keep collecting.